Okay, we join a straight pool match in Virtual Pool 4 online. Two things to point out. At the moment, when you get your version of the online game, you won't have this carpet. This isn't the default carpet. So that's one difference, and the other one is the cues that you see on screen. These are both things that are actually installed on my version of the game, and it's something that you can actually do by editing the actual program itself and putting in your own pictures on the wall, or your own carpet, for example, or your own cue skin. How you do it I don't know, but that was done by Andy, one of the fellow testers. This is straight pool, as I say. It's a one game match, first to 50 points, and we have John Slingblade playing One Pocket Slim. Now, for those of you not familiar with straight pool, it's 15 balls in the triangle, and it seems very simple, the object being the first person to get to 50 points. So it's a point for each ball that you pot. At the end of each rack, after you've potted 15 balls, there'll be one ball left which you have to try and pot ball and break into the pack of balls in order to continue your run. So it's not quite as easy as it sounds. The real object is to split the balls and run balls in a pattern and trying to avoid other object balls that are in your way and pick them off one by one. And the art of doing that is to pick what ball is going to be your break ball and clear all the other balls around about it, so that you can then continue your break from the last ball. But it's actually a lot tougher than it sounds. And the other thing is that these guys that we're watching are playing on the tournament table, which is, I believe it's the tournament table. In fact, now that I look at it, it probably isn't. Let me have a quick look. It's actually novice table. Which seems a bit weird. That'll certainly make their life a lot easier. The pockets are really wide open, so they're a lot easier to pot balls. I'll just check with the guys that was right, or they hadn't set the room by mistake. One other thing to mention, in my previous videos as well, you may well notice that this table looks slightly different. The colour of the wood has been changed to a sort of darker red colour, as opposed to the sort of piney colour it was previously. I suppose it looks okay. The other colour never bothered me much, I was quite used to it. But this seems to be what he's going to go with for the release. Let's have a little look around the table. If you've got a decent enough graphics card, you can get the best out of the effects. The pockets, remember, look at the gloss and the shine of those corner pockets, the reflections of the light above the table. The other thing you can do is you can zoom in real close and see the edge of that table and see the reflections of all the other objects in the room as you go around the table, which is quite clever. So at the moment, looking at that table, the 2-ball, and it looks a lot better now, but the 2-ball actually looks to be the best ball to use as a break ball. But he's going to have to do something to get rid of that. I think it's the 6-ball, and is it the 13-ball or the 12? Yeah, that's the 13 ball. Let's see it from this end. So he's cleared the 6. And he's going to struggle for his next ball. He wants to keep that 2 there. Now he's probably going to look at a combo. He might even play the 13 ball down between the 11 and the rail to get the 8 ball, or he might play the 11 ball straight onto the 8 ball. Either way he could get it in. Just needs to read the angle where he's going to hit the 11 ball. But even on the novice table, these pockets are still tough. Still looking at that 2 ball. Oh, he's nudging it nearer the pack. That's actually probably a bit better. It's getting tighter to the head of the pyramid of the pack once it's re-racked. However, problem there is he's got nowhere on the 13 ball unless he's going to go through with the bank. No, he's decided to take the 2. And I wouldn't call this ideal position. He could draw back. Try and draw back to the rail or draw across. He did, but missed the pot, and he's now let his opponent in. That's going to scratch. Now ball in hand behind the line means you can place the ball anywhere in that area of the table. It's not like ball in hand and 9 ball where you can move the cue ball anywhere on the table. You're limited by the kitchen line, or the balk line as you would call it in snooker. Just show you that. That is your kitchen line right there, which goes in line with the second diamond on the long rail. Probably going to play for the 13 ball, or is that the 11 ball? Yes, it's the 11 ball. The old eye's failing me again. Actually played that too well. Bounced the 4 up off the rail, and he's got nothing on unless he somehow manages to combo that 10 ball. He's playing a safety, and he didn't get the safety. Well, he did get the safety, but he's not hit a rail. That's not a great shot. Bit too heavy. And cutting this ball in, or if he takes a 4, but this cut is actually a great opportunity to split those balls in the rail. That's worked out pretty good. And also that's another good shot. He split the 3 that were locked up, so everything's in play. 6 balls right at the base of the pyramid, and a bit tight to the pack. The 8 ball's probably the best ball, or even the 14. 14's probably the best ball to break the pack. Just depends what he thinks. I would probably, personally myself, I'd go for the 14 ball. Get a good angle in it. Where the cue ball's sitting just now is actually a good angle if the pack was actually there to break that pack. So he's made his decision. It's going to be the 14 ball. Get up, out into the table, and I think he's gone. No, he's actually okay. Probably need to amp this up. Try and get some movement in these balls. He's a bit straight. It's got a slight angle, but I don't know how good he can get into this bunch. Well, what happened here? Big pockets, as big as you like, but he's overhit it and missed the pot and spread the balls all over the table. At the moment, Slim leads by 27 points to 10, and this is a good opportunity for John to eat into some of those points in a deficit, but again a bad cut along the rail. That's one thing you're going to find about Virtual Pool 4. I mean, these pockets are easy compared to what we regularly play on the tournament pockets, which, in case you don't know, is the VP4 version of Championship pockets. But the other big change in this game is that the shelves in the corner pockets in particular are quite deep. So if you go slightly offline and you hit that jaw, it will not drop. You've got to have the right pace for them to drop, and we're seeing an awful lot more balls being caught in the jaws, especially if you're playing a firm stun shot. If you don't get it right online, they're going to stay in that jaw. It's a much more challenging game. Control of the cue ball, for some of the guys I've seen playing, is actually, they've got it down to a T. Others, like myself, are a bit inconsistent. We struggle to get into a rhythm and get a good control on the cue ball, but that's probably the same in real life. You know, you have good days and bad days. Now he's now got a 27 point lead. He's on a run of 10. Let's see from this end. He's got the 4, and that's going to be on the rail. But he needs to dig down into this cue ball to get up the table. I don't know how he's going to get a break into this bunch. He certainly won't from that angle. He's going to have to draw that right around the table, or he's going to have to pick a ball out the pack. I think he's trying a bank and a run through. This will be a good shot. Yeah, I don't know how he was ever going to get an angle to get into the pack there. And this isn't much better, but he can put a bit of English on it. I think he stunned it. Those pockets are too wide. It caught the edge of the pocket. So Slim's just 9 points away from winning the game. One other thing that's just a minor thing, but in Virtual Pool 3, whenever you played, I think it was straight pool, if I'm right in thinking. Whenever you played straight pool, and you came down to the game ball or the match ball, I still don't think it forced you to call the shot. I might be wrong, but because I never really played a lot of straight pool in VP3, but certainly you will see in a minute once Slim gets to 49. Once he's on his 50th ball, the match ball, you'll be forced into choosing the pocket, to nominate the pocket. So just the 3 more balls needed. I can see certainly, well, he's got into them. They're broke. Each of them's got a pocket. They'll all go into that right hand corner pocket as you look. But he still needs to get that 2 ball and not scratch. Oh, that's a disaster. But he's got a big lead. That combo's definitely on. That's dead set into the pocket. Can't miss it. So he's going to call the 2 ball. 9 ball on the 2 ball. Let's see it going in. Well, that was a nice double hit there on the 15 ball. I think the 15 ball might actually be a good break ball. The 6 balls within the pyramid, he doesn't want that there, so he's trying to get rid of that one. If he just keeps running, he's going to get that 9 ball, but he's choosing the 15, so he's gone deep and he's scratched. So that last ball, he potted it, but he scratched, so it gets respotted onto the front of the pyramid. The head ball, I think, as they call it. I might be wrong again. I'm trying to learn this terminology in pool. So Slim's on 47, 48, and now again he's got an awkward 15 ball. It's a tough shot. This is totally the wrong angle to try and break into that bunch, so he's picking out the wing ball or the corner ball, and well, nothing went right there. So I think with this opportunity, this will be enough to clinch the match. Straight on in the 7 ball, and that's going to be game over, and it's calling the shot automatically.